Good morning. So, moving on in our vegetables, eggs, fruit and farinaceous unit. So we've done some eggs, we've done some vegetable dishes. This is another vegetable dish, and it's a zucchini, potato and pumpkin fritter. Little bit in it, not too difficult, but you've got to be careful. There's a few little different techniques that we need to use. Okay, so equipment wise, guys, just start now. You're going to need a grater, you're going to need a small whisk. Now I'm going to use this, I think it's actually called a European grater. It's a bit of a housewifey tool, but it's really good. I'm going to use it because I'm going to use it for the zucchini to get a little bit more texture than by grating it. Okay, so we're essentially making up like a batter. And then we're going to fry it in some little fritters, okay? The first thing I'm going to do is my egg whites. So I've got 2 eggs. If you look at your recipe, I've got my yolks, which will make the mix, and then we're going to fold in the egg whites separately, okay? So a small whisk, so just take the egg whites in soft peaks.
So that technique you've got there,
Yep.
Cormac, is I see a lot of people when they're whisking that, like they've got the whole arm moving.
Yeah.
But you're kind of just using that.
Just flick it from side to side.
With the wrist, isn't it?
That's it.
So it doesn't tire you out, and it actually comes up a bit quick, I reckon.
And you gotta make sure the bowl is the correct size. If you've got a bowl that's too small, you never whisk it. It's not meringue we're making, it's just for it just makes a nice lightness into the batter.
So again, when you're making that, you've strained off your yolks. You want to make sure there's no yolk or fat in there, don't you? Otherwise,
that's right. When you make with the egg whites, always make sure that your bowl is grease-free. So just give it a rinse, really good rinse under hot water, and then maybe use a paper towel to dry it out. Same with your whisk. So there's any bit of grease or oil or anything like that in the bowl, it just won't rise. Okay. So that's nearly enough for what we're doing today. Okay. Now, so. I'll do my potato. Now, potato has a natural starch in it, okay? So we're actually looking to harness that starch, which will help bind the fritter. But also, we want to remove the water content, because that will make it a sloppy mix, and it won't do too well. So, what I'm doing, actually, just bear with me. I'll open this tea towel. It's a nice, fresh, clean tea towel, okay? I just want to... around. Make sure you don't grate your fingers. Okay. Alright. Now, if you can see, as I say, there's quite a lot of moisture in that. You see all that water? Okay, now that water is a starchy water, okay, so that's okay, but we need to get it out. We need to keep the starch in the potato, but remove the excess water, okay? So when I'm going to do that, I'm going to take a nice clean tea towel and just fold it into a little ball like that, and I'm going to squeeze it. There's another potato dish that we do in this unit called a rosti potato, and we do a similar technique.
So you're not over squeezing it like burst a hole in the tea towel, are you? Just
nice and generally, just firm. You can see the amount of water that came out of one potato.
Yeah, amazing.
Okay, now if I had left that in there, I would have had a sloppy batter mix, and we don't want that. Okay? So you don't have to be brute force.
It's a lot of water, actually.
It's a lot of water. Now, open that out. You can see now we've got a nice starchy potato. Okay? Which will help beautifully.
So it's a bit dry now, isn't it?
It's actually dry now. So I'll just give you a look. So, alright. Now, the pumpkin isn't really that starchy or wet, so we don't need to squeeze that. You could use sweet potato. Again, it's like anything. This is just a recipe. It's not a set in stone. Okay, so you can see bit of moisture in that, but not too much. Okay, so we'll just add that in. Okay. Now, as I say, the recipe says 1 zucchini, but zucchini can range in size. So really, we should be probably talking in terms of a quantity. So again, using visual to see, you're looking for an even amount. Okay, you don't want too much over. So I'm going to use this little handy tool, and I've washed this obviously, and it just breaks it up into this one actually. I'm using the wrong end. Okay, see like this?
Oh yeah, like a little julienne almost, isn't it?
It's like a julienne, but again, it just gives a bit of texture. It's a handy one for doing coleslaw as well, for carrots. If I grated this, it'll just be again a bit mushy.
So tools like that actually come in pretty handy.
They're handy, they're cheap to get. I always encourage guys to try and just add to your little toolkit as you go along. You see some of the lectures around the table, we've got big toolboxes and so on. That's 25, 30 years of collecting little bits and pieces. Little things like that. You might use it once a year. You might never use it, but it's in your kit and it's not expensive to buy. So always try and add little tools to your kit.
Even I'm looking at that zucchini there, that would be beautiful just as a little salad over that, over the top of something with a dressing.
Well, you could exactly do it like that with a little bit of spring onion through it, just dress it as a little salad or a garnish, a beautiful little garnish.
Yeah, beautiful, yeah.
So that's just that. So I'm looking now and I'm thinking, does it need a little bit more zucchini? Possibly a little bit. Maybe a little bit. That's probably about right, I would have thought.
Yep, looks good.
Okay, so you can see our mix there now are 3 vegetables, a bit of colour, and 3 different textures, okay? Which is good, really important. Now I'm going to make a batter out of this. So we take our chickpeas, alright? These have been soaked and cooked. You can use tinned, nothing wrong with it. Nothing at all. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just crush it a little bit. I'm not going to puree it, so I don't want to leave it whole. I just want to try and get a little bit of texture. Yeah, that's probably enough.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Scoop them in. Okay, alright, so we now got our 3 vegetables and our chickpeas. We now got 4 ingredients. Okay, now we're going to start bringing together. We've got a finely diced onion, okay? That could be spring onion if you wished, it could be shallot, whatever you want. In this instance, it's just a normal brown onion, okay? But that will add that's quite an important ingredient. That gives that sort of base flavour to it, okay? And there's a small little bit of garlic in there as well. Can't go too far without the garlic. Now, my 2 egg yolks, which I separated to make my egg white, okay? I'm going to add them in. I'm going to add a little bit of flour, okay? Just as a binder, okay? Just holds it together. Okay? And then some chopped parsley. Again, it could be mixed herbs, it could be whatever you wish. Okay? Now, most important. Now, because it's a vegetable dish, the flavours can be quite subtle, so a nice bit of seasoning help bring out those natural flavours without going too far. Okay? Alright. Now, so I'm just going to bring that together. Actually, I'm going to use my hands, okay? Now, just bear in mind, hands are fine once they've been washed and thoroughly cleaned, okay? People think about putting gloves on, that's fine also. But just remember, when you do have gloves on, they can still be as dirty as your hands. So always wash your hands. Because sometimes there's just no substitute.
You're going to be able to feel that mix as well, don't you?
Sorry?
You want to be able to feel that mix.
I want to feel the mix. I want to feel the texture through it, exactly. I want to feel that it's not getting too wet, but yet wet enough. And I can actually feel that now.
You can hear it too.
You hear that bit of squelch. Okay. All right. I'm just going to turn it over because make sure there's no flare at the bottom. Okay. Starting to feel good now. Okay. That's perfect. Then I'll take my semi-whipped, see my meringue? Or not meringue, my egg white. Okay. So I'm just going to tip that in. This is going to make it nice and light. Okay. Now at this point, I'm just going to lightly fold it through. I don't want to squish it. So when we cook this in the pan, it'll have a nice little lightness to it, which the egg white will provide. So just turning it over, turning it over. Okay, and I'm quite happy with that now. So I'm going to pop that in the fridge now. I'm just going to let it sit for a couple of minutes just to firm up, let those textures just come together, and then we'll start cooking. Thank you. Okay, so we've had our mix just in the fridge about 5-10 minutes just to relax and chill out. So so as you can see, nice colours, nice textures. Okay, so what we're looking for here when we eat it is a little bit of crunch, a little bit of al dente, nice flavour, nicely seasoned. Okay, now what I'm going to do. So depending on how you're going to serve this, whether you're going to make it like a chefy dish, and you might serve it as a plated entree in a restaurant, or you might have something that's you're just serving at home for a barbecue with friends around or whatever. So you can be as fussy or as plain as you wish. Okay. So we get our non-stick pan, trusty non-stick pan, bit of olive oil. Again, you need to have a decent amount because it will absorb it. Okay. You'll need a spatula or fish slice, depending where you come from. We've had that discussion. Now a little bit of paper and a little tray there just to drain them off, because again they will have some oil content. All right. So we're going to put them in the pan. Now what I'm going to do, I've got a little square shape here. I'll refrain from using the word ring because it's square, but a little shape. I'm just going to show you that we can do it we can make it chefy if we wish, or we can just drop it in and make a little hand formed. Okay. So the oil's getting hot, not too hot. I don't want it smoking because what will happen is that egg white will burn straight away. All right. So again, like with all your dishes, it's controlling the heat. Okay. So the most important part is your mise en place, that you've got everything you need and you're not having to run around to get things, and that's when you'll make mistakes and burn it. So I'm going to take a spoon. All right. Just take a spoonful. Okay. Now I can feel that sealing straight away. Okay, so that's just simple plated in, all right? Then we'll do a shape one. You don't make it too thick. If it's too thick, it won't cook. Okay. So it's going to take about 4 minutes on that side. I'm going to turn it over. I should see a nice golden, like a brown colour on it, and it should be that little firmness. Okay. They're now just about ready on one side. I can feel the mix is still nice and soft on top, and I can see a nice golden colour underneath. Okay, and that is what we're after. We don't want to overcook it. Now, just going to turn it over with my spatula. See that? Beautiful.
Nice even colour on them.
Nice even colour, and still nice and soft. Okay, they're not dry and horrible. Okay, so the one in the cutter that we use, bring that onto the board so I can see if I can. Hopefully, it'll come out nicely for me. Then we got a little shape. Okay, so again, you can make this as. It's such a nice shape, like a definition on it. So that would be good if you chose to, like I say, 3 or 4 of them, maybe on a nice thing on a long little plate with a little salad along the side of it would make it quite attractive. Now, what are we going to serve it with? Well, your recipe says a masala sauce. So for today, we chose not to do that for the exercise. But you could serve it with any sort of a dipping sauce. It could be like a naan prick if you wanted, like an Asian style sauce. Today, I'm actually going to serve it with some sweet chili sauce, straight out of a bottle, which is nice and handy. So again, for a snack or a barbecue at home, it'll work perfect. Okay.
I must admit, Chef, I did do this recipe and this dish recently on a menu that I had to design, and we just did it as a little entree with a lovely little yogurt and a little salad as a veggie.
Beautiful.
Not vegan, but just a little veggie.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was yummy.
So you got, like I said, you got your potato, your pumpkin, your chickpea, obviously your onions in there for flavour. There's 4 vegetables, so it's quite an in-depth little dish to eat. You could incorporate it. You can have whatever you wish in there. All right. Well, again, making sure that its ratios and textures are right. Otherwise, it could be just mushy and not terribly nice. Okay. So like I say, here's a little square one if you want to make it a delicate presentation, or a round one if you want to just go nice and rustic. Okay, so I'm guessing they're about ready. So I'm just going to drain them on some kitchen paper, but you'll see that oil just sort of seep out slightly. Alright, so you can see there's still a soft touch, okay, and nice golden colour. So that's what you're after. The last thing you want is to have burnt edges, just not nice, okay. And also, try and get even quantities or even sizes. You don't have to weigh it out as such. Now, if you were doing a function, you could just have a little scales and one person just quickly ball them on and weigh them out, and they'd have an even. But just by hand, get a touch so they're all similar. Okay. Okay. Now, does it need a garnish? You could put some herb on there if you wish. I don't think it does. I think it's got a nice little colour to itself. Sweet chili gives a nice little bit of redness colour to it. So, zucchini and chickpea fritters with a sweet chili sauce, and a masala sauce will be on your recipes. There you go.